when he was first exposed to these violent video games?
Jesse was about 10 years old when he was first exposed to those video games. And in my opinion, you really shouldn't allow children to play such violent video games.
To your knowledge, who exposed Jesse to those violent video games?
As far as I can tell, Hayden Duran purchased and gave these games to Jesse.
Dr. Solo, did you have any evidence to suggest that these violent video games were actually affecting Jesse's behavior?
Yes, actually, Hayden Duran herself wrote a very concerning email about how these games were affecting Jesse.
If I showed you that email today, would you recognize it?
Absolutely.
Your Honor, may I approach opposing counsel? And then when it's in turn?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dr. Solo, what have I just handed you?
This is a copy of the email that Hayden Duran sent to one of her friends about Jesse's behavior.
Does it appear to be a fair and accurate copy of that email?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, at this time, plaintiff moves to amend the evidence, plaintiff's 3.
It is so moved.
Your Honor, if I may,
Sure.
I would object to the speculation contained within this document, if I may turn your attention to it.
Okay, I'm going to suspend my ruling for a moment. This was a late objection, so I'm just going to warn counsel that to please be more timely with your objections. Can you please tell me what the problem is?
Yes, Your Honor, of course. In this document, it contains the sentence, "Jesse's been interested in guns for a while." This is speculation on behalf of Hayden Duran to the mindset of Jesse Duran.
And your response, counsel?
Your Honor, it doesn't, we the plaintiff are not trying to show that Jesse was seriously interested in guns through this piece of evidence. What this piece of evidence is trying to show that Hayden Duran had concerns, I believe that Jesse was interested in those guns. And we want to see what Hayden Duran did.
If I may respond
Yes.
briefly, I would ask that that sentence be redacted then.
At this point, I'm going to allow the evidence to come in as a whole without the redaction.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, if you feel the line of questioning is bordering on a grounds where you should be objecting, then I would recommend that you do.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
So the evidence is now amended.
It is.
Now, what did you learn from this email, Dr. Solo?
There are two main concerns in this email for me. First being that Jesse only wanted to play these extremely violent video games that included mass killings, murder, war, bloodshed, things of that nature, and how it was translating to Jesse's daily life, picking up sticks, pointing them at kids, and yelling things like, "Bang, you're dead."
Your Honor, permission to retrieve and publish to the jury.
You have permission.
Dr. Solo, I want to turn your attention now to your last factor, the presence of a firearm.
Of course.
What evidence do you have to support this?
Well, as soon as Jesse found out about the Parks firearm, he immediately expressed interest in wanting to not only see, but play with that firearm.
What did Hayden Duran do in response to this?
Ultimately, Hayden Duran allowed Jesse to go to the Parks home the very next day, unattended.
And what day was that?
That would have been August 17th was when the conversation occurred. August 18th would have been the day in question.
On August 18th, did Hayden Duran ever speak to Ms. Park about Jesse's interest in that gun?
No, I found no evidence indicating that Hayden Duran said anything to Miss Angie Park.
Dr. Solo, were you able to come to a conclusion to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty?
Yes, I was actually able to reach two conclusions.
Let's take them one at a time. What's the first one?
The first conclusion is that Jesse Duran explicitly showed violent and aggressive tendencies prior to August 18th, 2010.
And what is the second conclusion?
The second conclusion is that as Jesse's parent, Hayden Duran should have seen these signs and did see these signs, but failed to act on them.
Thank you for your time, Dr. Solo. At this point, Your Honor, no further questions.